Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in the previous videos we were talking about your layout widgets and we have completed single layout child widgets. So now we are going to start with your multi-child and yeah, so let's start with some widgets now. Okay, so the first one is your column widget. As I've already explained this column and row widget in your basic widget video, so you can go through it. And apart from that, I'll tell you what is column widget is basically a widget that displays its children inside your vertical array, and for row it's a widget that displays its children in your horizontal array. So I have explained it. If you want, so I can just share the glimpse of it. Let me take one column and then we have the children over here, and then we'll be declaring some container or something. So I'll just take the container from here, so you'll be able to get that. Sorry. So this is my container. Let's suppose I have another container of, yes. So okay, so these two are my containers, and so this will be in column like this, and let's suppose I take a row, so it will be your horizontal array, so it will appear like this. So yes, this was your row and column, and then we have certain other properties such as your main axis alignment, your cross axis alignment, and other things also. You can check out in the basic videos, basic widget video. Okay, so the next one is the flow class. That is a widget that sizes and positions children efficiently as per the logic in your flow delegate. So what is the flow delegate? Flow delegate is basically a delegate that controls the appearance of your flow layout. So this is your flow class. I'll explain it from here. Okay, so this is your flow class. This is and I'll just rerun this. Let me just close this first. Okay, so this is my flow class. I have given this like flow app. I just created the name of your class, which is your flow app. Then I gave this flow menu. So flow menu class will be have been called here, and the flow menu class is written here. Then we have the stateful widget. Okay, so we have this animation controller controller type menu animation. Then we have these certain icons. So when I tap on these, this will appear like this. So it will open up like this. We have this animation over here, and here we are setting the state, this setting state, and then this is all about your UI. Then this thing on press, update this menu icon, and it will go reverse or forward. So when I tap like this, it will go backward. When I tap on this, it will go forward. It's like that. So I'll yes, so it's reverse and forward. Then this is the colors. Then we have this menu items. Then there is a loop, which is your for loop, which will open up these childs, and set its constraints accordingly. And then we have used this transform widget. We have discussed about this in the previous video. So this is your transform widget we have used. Yeah, so this was your flow class. Then we have a class which is your grid view. So grid view is basically a scrollable 2D array of widgets, but it yeah, obviously it should be scrollable. And the commonly used thing is gridview.count. So we have used this gridview.count here. Let's just uncomment this code and then I'll explain you. Okay, so this is my code, and oh sorry, I'll just okay do it stay on top. Now I'll just restart this. So this is my gridview.count. I have certain containers or certain widgets over here. Then we have this cross axis spacing, main axis spacing, and cross axis spacing. What cross axis count. So we cross axis spacing is basically a vertical space, and then we have main axis spacing, which is for your horizontal space. And then we have cross axis count. That means how many elements we have to put in a particular row. So this is a particular row, and we have cross axis count as 4. Let's suppose we take it as 2. So it will do it like this. and yeah, this is the space. Let me take it as 20, so you'll be able to get. Yeah, so this is the vertical space. So this is the vertical space, and let's just take this as 20. So the horizontal space has been increased. So yes, so this was your grid view, and it should be scrollable. If it's scrollable, then obviously we can scroll down and just go through it. And yeah, it depends on your cross axis count. So cross axis count should be declared like this. And yeah, so then we have other thing is your indexed stack. Okay, so in index stack, it's a stack that will show a single child at a time from list of children. That means it preserves all the state of your children. Let's say uh, okay, suppose we have multiple children. Suppose we have 10 children, and we wanted to access the first or the last children. So what we'll be doing is, like we used to do it in array, what we'll do, we'll provide an index, and we can access that particular children from that index. See, I'll just uncomment this code. I just put this index stat. I just put this widget index stat, and inside this I put two containers. And whenever I give the indexed one, so that this container will be called, and whenever I put this index, so this container will be called. This is the first one. I give the color as red. Let me give it some bright color. Yeah, so this will be called. So it depends on index. And also we can use this index. Let's suppose I wanted to there is some image view, and I wanted to scroll it here and there, then, or I wanted to just swipe basically. So what it will do, it will just display a single child at a particular time, and when I just swipe it, so the next child will be displayed. That means the index value will be incremented. Initially it is 0, so the first widget will be displayed. Then when I increment this, so next children will be coming over it. That means while swiping. So we can set the state. We can set the state, and then we can use this index variable. Okay, so the next thing is your layout builder. So layout builder basically builds a widget that can depend on its parent's widget or size. Suppose okay, there will be some particular there will be some particular command, or some condition. Okay, let's suppose as you know, if we use if else statement, what happens is, if x is greater than 10, then do this. If x is less than 10, then do this. So here also we do the same thing. I created these things. I'll explain it to you. Just a minute. Okay, so what is happening, this is the layout builder, and it is using this builder property which has your context and your constraints. Then what happens is if the constraints maximum width is less than 600, so any constraints, if the maximum width is less than 600, so build wide containers function will be called, else build normal one containers will be called. So build normal container will just display a container of size 100 by 100 and of color red, and build this was normal container, and build while container will call a row of having two containers of size 100 by 100, and the colors are changed. So let me just run this code. That means this is less than 600. That means build white containers will be called. So this one, this is your teal and yellow color is showing. Let me just change this to some dark color. Okay, so these two colors are changed. These two colors are showing these two containers, and whenever the width is greater than 600, so it will show like this, which is your colors dot red, and of your this height and width of 100 by 100. So yes, it depends on your parent, that the parent will perform some action, so then it will take some action. Yeah, so this was all about your layout builder, and with this we are still left with few multi-child layout widgets. We'll try to complete it in the next video. And yes, so that's it for this video. Hope you like it, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe. Thank you.